Alright guys, I got this thing torn down a lot farther than I wanted to go. I've got Xmaxx carnage right here, but yeah, the whole front. Got to this, checked the whole drive shaft. The noise is coming right here where the drive shaft meets this. And I checked the bearings. Bearings are good. I've checked the diff. I've checked everything. And I don't know if doesn't seem to be slop in this. It seems to be the drive shaft going back and forth on this thing starts to rattle right here. And I don't know why. I have no clue why it starts to rattle. All right, back again on the Xmaxx. This will be part 2. As you see, I've got it mocked up in here without the drive shaft in there. I've got vibration going on. And so what I wanted to see is if I needed to shim this farther into this gear. But what I've noticed is this thing is really, really tight. It locks up right there. It's literally locked. And then I can force it past it. And right there, it's locked up again. So, I'm not sure what's going on. I think with this hot racing cover, it's deep into here. There's not enough space for any kind of movement. This is, look, way too hard right there. Right there, it's locked. It's locked. Hear it? And now I can force it past it. Smooth, locked again right there. So I have a feeling that this hot racing cover is putting too much pressure on it. It's pushing it forward too far. That's what I'm thinking. So, definitely is a tight fit. See, without the cover on, it's pretty smooth. Starting to get knocked sand into there too. I'm gonna have to clean all this out. But I'm wondering if I can shim this. See, because that's pretty smooth. So it's like I've got to add a shim in here to this cover to keep it back. So I'm going to grab the stock one, bolt it up, and see how it runs. I'll be right back. Alright, back again. Went ahead and got the stock cover on. And it's definitely a lot smoother, but it has one spot that's tight. So I'm wondering if it chipped up a gear. So think it's on the pinion. I think the pinion gear, not the diff gear, is bad because it doesn't even make it around all the way before it starts acting up. So there's less teeth on the pinion. So I think it's 3-to-1 right there. And then it's smooth again. So I'm gonna clean that pinion off and see if I can see a burr or something in it. But that's what I think is going on. What happens is, if that doesn't spin freely and it's going and then it stops and I'm getting, you know, binding, not, you know, this will actually rattle because it's splined. So it's actually putting a lot of pressure on these splines, so I'm getting that rattle on that drive shaft because this isn't spinning freely. So that's where I'm at with this. I'm almost 100% sure that's what it's going to be, because without that on, I'm spinning pretty freely like that. It really seems like the bulkhead or something twisted up or shifted or moved, and now I have a binding issue on the front, because this is really smooth like this. So I definitely have some sort of binding issue when I'm bolting up that front cover. Because if you notice this, when I had this diff out and the drive shaft and everything was connected, the noise was gone. As soon as I put a load on it right here, the noise would come back. So it's having problems right here. So don't think I can, I don't know if there's a shim on that bearing. But if I can slide this diff a little to this passenger side, that'll take some of the pressure off the pinion. So I'm going to look into that. I'm going to pull off these end diff cups here and see if I can move a shim to the other side to force this thing to go to the other way. All right? Be right back. All right, check this out. Nice and smooth again. So I'm almost 100% sure that's what it is. When I put this diff cover on, it put a lot of pressure on these gears, and it actually nicked a couple of the gears because the mesh was so tight. Now it's nice and soft. I ended up filing off the burrs that were on them, and then I put this cover back on, factory cover, and now it seems to be everything is good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this RC all back together, and let's run it. And I'm going to leave this off. I've got to clean up all this sand, so it's going to take me a little bit to get it cleaned up and put back together. All right, got it all cleaned up, and we're good to go. So I'm going to get some grease in here. Got it all shimmed back up. It's definitely really smooth now. So that should get rid of the vibration that's happening on this. So yeah, that's a really, really strange problem to have. But from my recollection, from what I remember, when I installed that diff cover, that noise appeared on the first run out. So but it might not be. So we'll see when we get this thing back together, but definitely having this thing smooth again is the way it should be. Got all the grease cleaned out, got all the sand cleaned out out of the whole front. I still got to clean the rest of the RC, but I just want to get it sealed up before I wash this sand anywhere else. All right. So yeah, I even got sand down in here. So yeah, but I just got this area cleaned up. Got the gears cleaned off with brake clean. Got all the old grease out of there. So I'm gonna throw some new grease in it, and let's get to putting this thing back together. Wish me luck. All right, take a listen to this. We are good to go. That's what it was. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next video. It definitely was that front diff cover, or somehow the gears got burred up, but got them cleaned up, got it together, and now it's all working. So no more rattle in my Xmaxx. I'm happy about that. So now one more problem solved. So I'm going to finish putting this thing back together, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.